So I got out of just watching a early access screener, whatever you want to call it, for Together. Finally, you know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of buzz around this movie with the festivals and stuff like that. And now, like with the promotion, there's a lot of controversy about the whole plagiarism thing. I didn't look too much into that. I would want to see the movies that are like being in question of being plagiarized and stuff like that. But that's for another time, off camera and stuff like that, for my own thing, whatever. I want to talk about this movie, but I won't spoil anything because this doesn't come out until the 30th, so it's still a ways out. So I don't want to ruin nothing for you. And I avoided all the trailers and stuff because I heard like the trailers pretty much kind of spoil a lot of the movie. So I just wanted to kind of go into this as blind as possible. This is starring Dave Franco and Allison Brie, two really dope actors in their own right. Allison Brie, phenomenal. Dave Franco does not get enough credit, especially in this. He really goes in this movie. But this is very much a romance type of horror movie mixed with body horror. So what you have here is you have Allison Brie's character Millie and Dave Franco's character Tim. Tim is he's pretty much a musician, but he's kind of out of it. His relationship with Millie is kind of rocky, with them kind of moving and thinking that getting away from the past or just getting away from where they're at will probably help not only their own individual issues, it will just also help their relationship, but it constantly um, is kind of just on edge. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to, get the spark going again. And things start to happen once they go out to their new house and whatnot. And they end up going on to this hike and thinking, let's go out and bond. But of course, them just not being the most resourceful, they get lost, end up in this cave. And once they end up in this cave, nothing good comes out of that cave. And weird things start to begin to happen. But that's all I will say about this movie. That's all I'll go as far as talking about the premise. And I find this movie to be really fascinating because it takes elements of things that we have recently seen, like The Substance, or, more so The Substance for sure, but just how they handle the romance and love in this and just mix it with horror was really unique. Um, it has a weird kind of thing that's going on in the background. I'm not gonna explain what that is because I feel like that would be a spoiler as well. I don't know how a lot of people are going to feel about that, but it kind of just makes sense for the overall story. You know what I'm saying? Once you kind of get the history of the area that they're at. Um, Other than that, I think the performances were really good. The gore was okay. I was expecting this to be a little bit more gory. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of like just um, bone crackling sound effects and stuff like that, and a lot of just nasty imagery, a lot of funny imagery as well. There are some graphic things, I will say, for sure. But I feel like people should go into this movie lowering their expectations. Not saying that this movie was disappointing, but you would see a lot of people talk about this movie. Of course, people will read the taglines like the best horror movie of the year, most gruesomest movie, or whatever um you know uh movie quote somebody wants to put out there. It doesn't really matter. Go in with your own expectations, because me going in there blind, I was really pleasantly surprised. And this movie's not that long. It's about like an hour and like 40 minutes, and it doesn't feel like the movie kind of slows down, even though there are moments, well, I will say chunks of this movie that definitely have like a slow burn vibe to them. I never was taken out of the movie. The humor that was sprinkled throughout this whole entire movie kind of really worked for it. You know, it's not like silly, like this is like a parody or it's like making fun of something, but it's just natural humor that would that just kind of worked for me in general. Overall, this had a really solid love story at the center of it, and I feel like that's what really is going to work with a lot of people. Maybe not, and maybe some people are expecting more of a gore fest with this movie and more with the body horror and stuff like that. It's, I would say, compared to like The Substance and recently that came out earlier this year, um the Ugly Stepsister, this one is like the most tamed, but it's still nasty as fuck. Don't get it twisted, it's still nasty. I think there's definitely going to be scenes that are going to make people squeamish. Like I said, there's going to be scenes that you're going to see that has to do with the human body that is pretty funny and kind of terrifying scenario if you get caught in that kind of predicament and stuff like that. But definitely go see this movie when it drops later this month, whenever you get around to checking it out. If you get it, if you're just one of those people that wait till streaming, that's cool too. But yeah, definitely go watch this. I think this is going to be a really fun watch, especially if you have a significant other. This is a cool date movie, I think, for sure. If you're not into the whole comic book scene and stuff like that, like there's definitely a lot of different movies coming out in not only this week but next week for people to kind of check out, and this is definitely one of them. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about it when you get around to checking it out. So next time, I'm out. Peace.